This is Space Engineers. I am Glendin ThePackRat. This is Captain's Log, episode 17. This one's going to be a little bit different than what I've been doing lately, now that we have planets and everything. This is an asteroid high above the planet. Whatever planet that is, I have no idea. But this is my cutter ship, and I took the cutters off it. It took me a long time to do that. I put a welder on the front, although the coloring is off because I've switched to DirectX 11 instead of 9. 9 they were orange, and you know there's a coloring problem I have with not only the welders I'm using but the reinforced heavy basically steel that I'm using. It just turns out black. So eventually I think the mod authors will fix that, but right now it's okay. I'm still using it all. I had created a ship a long while ago, which was an elongated version of the crab that we're in. And I've set it up on a small platform, which is really just a plus sign, so I can find it again. I have a projector and a reactor and a little command seat there, and I turned on the projector and I set it to only show what's buildable. So you're not going to see this ship right away, but I have a massive amount of parts in the crab from eating all these other ships. The earlier episode, the last episode, I had multiple ships, and I even picked up 2 more, and then ate them all. So I still have a massive, just in the steel plate. I have 12 million. I have some very large amounts of stuff here. And I've come across another mod that is just unbelievable. I forget the name of it. How do we do this without jumping out? Let me see if I can find it. I need to jump out of the cockpit. Make sure that the welders are off so I don't die again. It is where are you? It's a little block, one little block that there was a moisture reclaimer block that basically ground up. There it is. It's a stone crusher. I think if you go to the Steam Workshop and type in stone crusher under Space Engineers, you'll be able to find it. This is like the moisture reclamator or reclaimer, except that it works under the basis that there are trace amounts of minerals or metals and ore within the stone. And what it does, and these are my 2 refineries, I have no stone left. And what they do is they take stone and they break it down into everything, trace amounts of it. You need large amounts of stone to run through it, but you don't have to find specific pieces of ore out there with an ore detector in order to get what you need. You can mine any old piece of ore, and I put 4 of them out there by the drills, just behind the drills, and I'm working on with them right now. I just don't have any stone right now, so that's why you can't see them working. I just ran through a bunch of stone. They work really well. They pull in everything you possibly need, the trace amounts of ore from the stone. It just squeezes them. So that what that means is all you need is a drill ship and to find some asteroids, and you have everything without having to search the galaxy for that one asteroid that has the one element you need to build the next thing. I mean, to build a motor or to build a whatever. Anyway, I have a massive amount of parts. I have a projector down here. I have it all dialed in so that the first part is visible, and I have it so it only shows buildable parts. I have a welder on the front of my ship, and we're about to weld the first part, and you will see this ship take shape as it builds. And I just wanted to come and show you this because this is the cool part. And there it goes. It's starting to build. And as it builds, I can move this around. Now, those are only projections you see right there. It's all being built, and it will not build the one with the, how do I put this? With the welder in the way of it. It won't build that part. So I can back straight up and it's not a problem. But we're watching every piece build, and it only allows you to see the next part that's buildable. So that I can concentrate on what I need to concentrate on. Now I'm going to have to back up and pull out of the center of it. Because it's building the parts around the welder. This welder, though, has a pretty large area. I just need to focus it toward the back. And each piece is getting built one at a time as they show up. They're then enabling the next part to be built. It's not a very quick process. And I'm going to go up and down the top of it first, and I'll go to the one side, and then I'll go to the other side, and we will make sure we get every part on the inside built as well. Now look, it's already trying to target things. Yeah, I got guns on this ship too, the new one. We back it up a little bit so I don't tear the gun off. Yeah, I know there's stuff in the back that hasn't been built yet. I'm going to tear the gun off. No. Oh, it's self-repairing right now. I got the welders on. It's a cool looking little ship. The back of it detaches and has a jump drive on it. So that I can merge block it to ships and then bring them back here. This is just the back piece so far. Let it build what it's going to build. That part's not built yet. And then I'm going to reposition and go down the side. Let me reposition now a little bit so I can just sidestep this instead of looking down at the whole thing. I mean, this really does have a huge welding radius on the front of it. In fact, I bet you it's still welding pieces on the bottom of the ship. Yeah, it sort of is. Yeah, it is. And the stuff on the inside still hasn't finished that stuff on the inside yet. I wonder why. Let's step back over. Well, let's turn it off and go find out. Turned it off. I can get out. I can go down here and I can find out what it needs to actually build and what we're missing. We may not be missing anything. These right here. Explosives. Oh, I ran into that problem once before. Okay, we'll have to manufacture some explosives. Why it would need explosives, I have no idea. But it says it needs it, so let's go get some. I don't know why it says Assembler 6 on it. I have no idea. Where the hell is it? Assembler 6. I only have one assembler, and it's not a 6. Assembler, okay. Production. Assembler. We want explosives? Really? Now, I know you have all kinds of stuff there. And there's no way you don't have enough for this. Let's just make a few thousand of these, just in case. I have no idea why that's still in there. Let's make about 5,000 explosives. Just let it crank it out. Oops. Hit V to go on the outside of the ship. Third person view, and then look at this. And then we'll hit the welders on again. And I guess it will slowly build whatever that is it wants explosives for. Anyway, this is the idea behind this ship. I'm going to keep going down, moving to the right and go down range. I have no idea why it wants all those explosives, but hey, maybe it's going to be an explosive ship. Even the back welder on that arm is still welding things on the top. As long as they keep welding things, I'm happy. Just keep welding. And the ship shows up. Now you can set these up so that you have multiple welders around the ship and all that, but I didn't need it. Just one welder seems to be doing the job, and once it's fully done, I'll, oh, there's the rest of it popping into view. I'll keep moving up and down the ship on both sides. It has a massive amount of parts in this ship, and I don't envision running out anytime soon. If I do, I'll just eat into the rock behind it. And yeah, I have a ton, absolute ton of parts, even the medical components. And there's my explosive showing up. So yeah, we have a ton of stuff here. Absolute ton. We should be able to weld this ship and 2 others like it before we run out. And it's just slowly building the ship. Now when I finish building this ship, I'm going to take apart my original ship. But maybe not right away. This is built as a cutter ship. I want to put a set of drills on the front instead of the cutters. So that I can, well, we can still do cutter ship. We don't have to use drill. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what we can see and we'll do what we can do when it gets built. Everything is still popping into place. I mean, it's slow because there are a massive amount of parts being built simultaneously. Just have to sit here and wait on it. And I think it's still building the bottom of the ship too. Yeah. If I were to go backward a bit, go up here and get the back up a bit and make sure we get all the stuff over here. Yeah, I'll just yeah, it's just building everything. See, once it finishes with one part, it has to be connected to the top of the projector, sort of. And it goes one to the next, to the next, to the next. And the next part isn't buildable until the previous part is built. We're just going to zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, you can hear it building now. I'm just going to sidestep back and forth here. We missed some stuff in the back. And some stuff inside, so let's just give it a chance to get all of this stuff. And it also has internal welders. So once I get in the cockpit and turn on all the welders, if it has stuff in there to build with, it will self-build itself. You know, yeah. You know what I mean. It will self-build, self-repair, all that kind of stuff. And why are we not getting the thruster components back here? There we are. Just hadn't had a chance to do that yet. Yeah, and it has a lot of thrusters on it. I have it designed, this little back part here, I have it designed to actually merge block with any kind of shipper structure we find. And not only jump it back, but then move it back into position over here where we can have basically a cutter base if we wanted to. Let's move down. Well, we'll need to move up. I don't know why it's not building that piece on the top. Why are you not? Oh, well, I'm way off to the side. That's why. Yeah, build that gun. How come it's not building that gun? There's supposed to be a gun there, and a merge block, and everything else in there. Maybe I'm too far up. Yep, that's the problem. It doesn't weld behind itself. It just welds in front. It's got a huge area in front of it, but that's what it is. Now you see those two blocks that are underneath the ship, sitting on top of the projector. Those are actually going to get cut off when it's done. Think of it as an umbilical cord at the moment. I don't know why that's not building. I mean, it's supposed to be there in the projection. Maybe it's the internal part that's not done. You know, it has to build in a chain. Okay, it's welding again. And of course, once you get into a cockpit, you'll see if anything's not built properly. Yeah, we're still waiting on explosives being built for the internal parts. Well, let's let those build for a while, and we'll come back to this. We'll move down the ship and build what we have parts for. And everything here should start shaping up pretty good. Well, mind you, that's just the back of the ship. That's just the part that detaches. That's not the cutter ship yet. This we're starting on is the cutter ship. Yes, and it has guns too. There's a lot of guns on this ship. I'm just moving to the right a bit, small bit at a time. Yes, and it has a refinery, and it has very large reactors, and it has all kinds of internal things. It's got 2 tanks, and between the 2 tanks, I've put all the intricate parts that it needs to have. I have not put the new blocks in, that the stone crusher blocks, because I just found them. This was something I had built, I don't know, weeks ago. So we're going to have to find a place for them. I'm really not sure where at this point. Probably right up next to the drill heads. There's the one cargo container is built on the inside there, and the second one's about to be built now. What I'll do is it's going to have a set of cutter heads, and in front of those cutter heads, I'll build some drill heads. So if we ever need to take the drill heads back off, we can just turn on the cutters and take the drill heads off. And if I then save this and incorporate it into the projection, then I can put drill heads back on it anytime I want by hitting the projector and hitting weld. See how that works? Why is this not building? Did I just run out of something? Tell me it's not so. How could I run out of something? Uh-oh, motors. I run out of something. How could I run out of motors? I had a ton of motors there. Oh. I need it faster. Way faster. Assembler here. Usually I don't run out of things like this because I've already got a ton of them. Let's build 10,000 motors. And if we don't have enough stuff to build it with, I turn the ship around, go into the rock, and pull out all the material I need to build them with. It's really cool that way. Okay, I think motors go pretty quick. No, there you go. Pretty quick. Then we'll go back to explosives. Let's turn that back on and build some more. What else am I not? What else am I missing that those? It's back on. What else am I missing that some of this stuff needs? Oh, the back one's welding. The front one doesn't look like it is. It could be. Alright, let's shut those off. Let's get out a moment and see. What are we missing? Why aren't these being built here? Steel? Absolutely not. Don't tell me we don't have steel. Steel plate? We got a ton of that shit. Yeah. Don't tell me we got 11 million of those yet. Don't tell me we're out of steel. What happens though is sometimes it will prioritize building something else. Like maybe those aren't fully connected yet. It's the inside things that need to be connected. It's probably we're waiting on the motors to put into the cargo pod on the inside first. We are definitely waiting on something. Let's see if it'll build other things while we're waiting on whatever it's waiting for. Perhaps I should build more welders on the front of this thing. We haven't had enough to build. I was quite certain we had enough to build everything on this ship. Are we using too much power or what? Oh, we're still missing nickel and iron. The hell we are not missing nickel and iron. Alright, we got a ton of iron right there. It's not getting to the assembler. It's not getting to the assembler because, well, shit if I know why it's not getting to the assembler. Iron and nickel? Don't tell me we're out of nickel? Really? We are out of nickel. Refinery, nickel. Start working on that, guys. We need nickel now, not later. What's refinery 2? Are you not working on stuff now? Or refinery 1? Refinery 1's not even working on anything. Work on that. And some of these. And a little of that. Maybe some of these too. Put that one first. I need to redo my sorting mod. It's not sorting these things. I should be pulling that stuff out every once in a while and then putting it back in again. So don't tell me we're out of nickel. Nickel. I just told you not to tell me that. I have all this iron. Go back there. Get in here with your nickel. This was just too full of other things. See now the motors are coming. And it's building. Back up a minute, go to the left a bit. Let's zoom back in so I can see what I'm doing. Go back to the left. Get all that stuff on the inside we're missing. Yeah, see, all that stuff inside hasn't been built yet. See that little window we have to the inside right there? I mean, it's building, but it's just waiting on stuff. There it goes. In the chain, as I was telling you before, the chain has to go all the way back to the projector. And if that chain is not built, it then branches out like a tree from the center piece. And if the center piece isn't built, the outside ones won't build. If that makes sense. I don't know. I didn't build it. I mean, I ain't building this, but I didn't build... Yeah, never mind. I didn't design the projection system. I'm going to go up and down the ship again now that we're making motors. I didn't realize we had run out of them. Can we get the guns on now? Yeah, we get guns coming up. More guns are always a good thing. And it's functional because it moved. Just going to stay there a minute and let it just finish building. I think it's building a gun on the other side. Or maybe just is working on all the internals. I want to really get back to the rear of the ship. And make sure it's building all the internals back here. These are large capacitors, jump drives, all this stuff. This thing can jump a large distance. Now, I'm not sure why it's not building you. Why doesn't it have that? Why isn't that being built? I mean, that... I'm going to have to go inside there and look. It's not building the other side either, so it's probably the explosives that's stopping me from building that. Let's slide to the left a bit. And I'm going to go past the gun, and I want to get the ass of the ship here has something missing. Why is it you have something missing? Oh, there's a thruster that's not functioning yet, and I don't know why that's not being built. It should have a connection chain all the way back to the... There it is. I have no idea why that wasn't being built, but it's built now. And then there's weapons on the other side that haven't been built either. So let's back away from this. Let's reorient the other way and go down. We're going to slide up along the side of this now. And before we're finished, we're going to slide up along the other side of it too. Back up while we're moving. I'll just wait here a minute and wait for it to finish welding whatever it's welding. Oh, the gun on the top just welded itself. There's one on the bottom too that needs to be welded. So let us flip this just a bit. Move back just a bit. And we will go up this side next. And we'll slowly slide up this side. I think I'm too close. Let's get another vantage point. Yes. Let's still bring it down and bring the nose up. The back of the ship is a slightly smaller diameter than the front of the ship, and I designed it that way on purpose. Yeah, see. Now I'm going to slowly slide it to the right. Been building motors and explosives the whole time, so I think the motors is what was keeping some of this stuff from being built on the inside. I know the explosives were. And it's still building things. That's how close I am to this. Good. That's a good distance. And we're going to slide up this and watch it build more stuff. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the episode because of a time constraint. I am going to continue building on this, and I will make whatever we need to make. I know I have the parts. If not the parts, I can manufacture them. And I will continue building this until this ship is complete. Yeah. There's a big cutter that goes on the front, and then there's I'm going to put some drills in front of that I can then take off by just hitting the cutters. So I will see you next episode. Thank you for coming on the journey with me. And this is going to be called Long Crab. So, yeah, catch you next episode.